JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off The Script. Big Show and Ryback, Strowman and Roman. Get off my fucking TV and save me the misery. And all you fucking goons, just grab a cold beer. The man of the hour is finally here. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off The Script. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off The Script.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and welcome to episode number 127, part number 3 for your Battleground Sunday, July 24th, 2016. This is Off The Script, the number one fucking podcast in your subscription boxes, right here on YouTube.com. Thank you guys so much for joining me this Sunday morning. We're going to take it easy today. No funny antics, no intro for you guys. I just woke up. I wanted to get this video recorded yesterday because that's what I typically do, but I was lazy. The heat got to me, and I decided to record the iTunes version of Off The Script for an hour and a half yesterday, so hopefully I will have that up for you guys later today as well. We're going to be talking about literally everything that happened this week in the world of WWE, so I kind of took a day off from recording Off The Script right here on YouTube for the time being, and now I'm stuck recording it this morning, so that's why it's late. So I apologize to you guys. I know you guys will wait for it, but, you know, shit happens. You know, I got to take some time for myself. I wanted to relax, and so be it. That's the story I got. So sorry about that, guys. Off The Script is here right before Battleground. Going to give you the news and rumors. We don't have a lot to go over today. For some reason, there is not a lot of news and rumors concerning WWE this Sunday. I do have one story, though, that is absolutely fucking ridiculous about Bray Wyatt. And now Bray Wyatt is coming under fire from WWE officials for his recent tweets to Broken Matt Hardy. Absolutely fucking ridiculous story here on Off The Script. We'll go over that. But before I get into all that, guys, you know the drill. Thank you to everybody that continues to show support to HORSESIXZERO. Please do so. Go tweet him at HORSE60, all one word, on Twitter. Send him your thoughts and prayers. He is home from the hospital. He is recovering. Scary moment for him this week as he had to go under the knife. And I just want you guys to continue to send your well wishes and prayers to HORSESIXZERO so that he gets better very, very quickly, man. We're with you, brother. We love you, and we hope we get you back to 100%, all right? So thank you guys for that. Number 2, if you guys want a t-shirt, just like this one, man, the official Off The Script t-shirt and merchandise online shop, that's barbershopwindow.com. That is through Pro Wrestling Tees. All you got to do is go to barbershopwindow.com, use the drop-down menu, wrestling shirts. You're going to see official partners, and then you're going to see Off The Script right there. Or if that's too much work for you, you can go right down to the description at the bottom of this video and go click on the link that I provided for you guys. Get your t-shirts, man. The Off The Script gray logo like this one. Version 1s, 2, and 3 of Roman Reigns, Get Off My TV, and then Goon City. All available right now. They do ship worldwide. If you guys want to go get your t-shirts, they do ship internationally if you are overseas. Version 4 is coming. I am emailing Connor today. Excuse me. Still getting over my sickness. Not there yet, but very, very, very close to being 100%. I am going to email Connor about version 4, and hopefully that will be released within the next 7 days. I can't fucking wait, man. I can't wait. Being that we don't have the announce team, and good thing I didn't make it. Good thing I didn't make it. Actually, if I did make it and they disbanded the announce team, everybody would be like, oh my God, JD, another Get Off My TV t-shirt is working. So we're going to try it. We're going to try it this time. And it's going to be Eva Marie. And I can't wait to see how he comes up with the concept for Eva Marie Get Off My TV, man. It's going to be fucking awesome. Can't wait to show you guys. I got ideas up here for Get Off My TV. So hopefully you guys will be seeing that very, very soon. Twitter, at JD from NY206. And on YouTube, same thing, JD from NY206. Follow me on Twitter. We are live on Twitter Mondays for Raw, Tuesdays for SmackDown, Wednesdays for the Cruiserweight Classic, and Sunday, like tonight, when there's a pay-per-view, tonight being Battleground. Live tweet, gonna be great. Unbelievable fucking shit gonna happen tonight, I think. I don't know, we hope. Maybe it's gonna be a blow-away pay-per-view. Maybe it's gonna be one of them fucking run-of-the-mill standard pay-per-views that act like a 3-hour Monday Night Raw. I don't know. But either way, we'll be live tweeting tonight during the pay-per-view. Follow me on Twitter, at JD from NY206. WrestleCrate.com, instant 10% off. JD sent me for your first crate. That's WrestleCrate.com, and on Twitter, at WrestleCrates, and then the Patreon. You guys know the deal. If you guys want to pledge to my cause, read the mission statement on there. Patreon.com. It's at the top of the description. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Thank you to those who pledged yesterday. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate all you guys do for me. Now, let's get into the news, man. This fucking ridiculous story. I don't understand what the fuck is going on here with Bray Wyatt, but apparently Bray Wyatt has backstage heat with WWE officials and may have led to the split of the Wyatt family. The Wyatt family was broken apart by the WWE draft while Bray Wyatt was drafted to SmackDown with the 12th overall pick. I figured Bray Wyatt would go higher in the draft, but he did go 12th overall. Braun Strowman was drafted to Monday Night Raw with the 48th overall pick, and Eric Rowan will join Wyatt on SmackDown after being selected with the 55th overall pick. WWE Battleground will be the last time the WWE Universe sees the Wyatt family together on WWE television for quite some time, as their last match will be against the WWE Tag Team Champions, The New Day. It is possible that Rowan will continue to team with Wyatt after the pay-per-view, but Strowman is on his own, and I'm not sure that's a good thing for anybody. It's not good for Strowman. It's not good for the WWE. It's not good for our fucking eyes and ears. It may be good for our sleep, and if you guys are insomniacs and you guys need something to put you to sleep, Braun Strowman is going to offer you one Get Off My TV segment every fucking Monday. So there you go. If you guys need a nice cat nap during Monday Night Raw, Braun Strowman is going to offer that to you each and every Monday night. So it's not a terrible situation completely. It is terrible, but it's not too terrible. Luke Harper is also expected to have a solo run when he returns. He will be returning, clowns. He's not retiring. So don't believe everything you read on the internet, goons. Luke Harper will be coming back. He's not training and getting himself ready after ACL surgery to retire. He's coming back to the WWE. He ain't going anywhere. There is no information on what WWE plans to do with Braun Strowman. I wish there was, and the information that was leaked is disappointing to all. I understand that, but I wish there was information about his release from the WWE. It would do a lot of people better, if you ask me. So there is no information on what WWE plans to do with Braun Strowman on Raw, but he was rumored to receive a huge push at some point this year as a monster heel, but he hasn't happened to receive that push as of yet. His break from the Wyatt family may finally be delayed coming to WWE television, and there are more questions about Bray Wyatt's future in WWE after the brand extension. A lot of people within the WWE Universe believe that Bray Wyatt is one of the most underutilized WWE superstars on the roster. His position as a top heel for WWE has given him some huge moments in the few years he's been featured on WWE television. In only 3 WrestleMania appearances, he's gone head-to-head with John Cena, The Undertaker, and The Rock. Most people would blame his booking as the biggest problem because he's never gone after a singles title in WWE, and he's been consistently built as a top heel only to lose that momentum by always losing in a big match situation. And tonight really isn't a big match, but it really is a big match because the Wyatt family hasn't been in anything else since they returned to WWE television. They automatically were put in a program with the New Day, and being that they went all out for the compound match and they made the Wyatt family look good there, right? And WWE has pretty much given them a heads up, or I would say a favorable push of momentum towards the New Day. I think the Wyatt family going into Battleground is the odds-on favorite. I think the Wyatt family at Battleground is going to beat the New Day in their non-title tag team match. Simply because, number one, it is a non-title tag team match, and the New Day really don't receive anything negatively coming from this match if they lose. I don't see how the New Day receives anything negative coming out of this match if they lose, because they're the tag team champions. They're still the hottest team in the WWE along with Enzo and Cass. They're one of the hottest teams in the industry. They just broke a record for the longest reigning tag team champions of all time in WWE, according to them. I don't know what fucking records they're looking at, but apparently they went on and said that the New Day is the longest reigning WWE tag team champions. So that's a nice shot of momentum for the New Day, and a loss to the Wyatt family is not going to do anything for them. The Wyatt family could certainly use a nice victory here, a nice, really straightforward, we went in there and we fucking did what we did, clean victory. That's what they need to do tonight, and I hope we do see that. It's not really a big match, it's not for the titles, but the Wyatt family getting a win on television over the tag team champions, I think that says a lot to a lot of people watching. So hopefully that's the case tonight. So he did go head-to-head with John Cena, The Undertaker, and The Rock, and Bray Wyatt has just come out on top, out of all those situations looking embarrassing. Most people would blame his booking as the biggest problem, which is the case because WWE doesn't know what to do with the Wyatt family. They're unlike anything else in the WWE, and you got fucking clowns back there who don't even know how to book the standard fucking show. They're gonna maneuver and write for the Wyatt family? It's not gonna happen. Absolutely not going to happen. So we have to see what happens with that. Alright, so Wyatt was drafted to SmackDown. That could be another chance for him to excel as a top heel for WWE. But he may have shot himself in the foot with this recent situation. According to a rumor from various sources, one being CageSideSeats.com, Bray Wyatt may have some backstage heat on him from WWE officials after some comments he made directed towards Broken Matt Hardy after the final deletion aired for TNA Wrestling a few weeks ago. That could be the reason WWE officials decided to send Braun Strowman to Raw and why they drafted Wyatt so late in the WWE draft. Many people were curious why the match at Battleground between the New Day and the Wyatt family wasn't for the Tag Team Championship. For a while, it looked like the New Day was splitting up and the Wyatt family was going to become the dominant tag team in WWE after the brand extension. But it's possible that was all part of the punishment as well. After looking at the SmackDown roster, the Eater of Worlds is arguably the second best heel for the brand after the brand was split, and obviously behind AJ Styles. There is a lot of potential for Bray Wyatt to break through the glass ceiling on SmackDown. Thus far, WWE's treated him as a WWE star who is good enough to create and be in a big match situation, but not good enough to win them. Fuck them. So the WWE draft and the brand extension are supposed to be about elevating young talent to become bigger stars and to help carry a brand. On SmackDown, Wyatt has the chance to recreate his persona as a star to be feared both on the mic and in the ring. If he has some backstage heat on him, it'll just take some more time for him to become the breakout star of the WWE draft and for SmackDown Live on Tuesdays. This is absolutely fucking ridiculous. If you are going to punish Bray Wyatt, which I don't think I've ever read a report about Bray Wyatt back-talking a WWE official or being boisterous about a push or causing trouble backstage or getting into some fucking argument with somebody backstage over what's going on as far as his direction on TV. We all know that he went on Sam Roberts' podcast and he didn't come out and outwardly say, fuck WWE creative. He was just being open and honest with everybody. And, Sam Roberts has the in WWE, so obviously he can get those kind of guests. And whatever they say on there needs to be, I guess, brought to light. But you got to be very careful what you say. So he was able to talk about some of his frustrations on there. But he never went over the line. He was coming off in a disappointing way, like the WWE, they don't know what they have with the Wyatt family. We're so unique, and the creative direction for us just gets lost in the shuffle because nobody knows how to handle us. We're so different and unique, and that was the whole vibe of that podcast. So Bray Wyatt receiving a punishment is bizarre, if you ask me. Especially for tweeting broken Matt Hardy. This doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, what the fuck is Twitter used for? It's used for interaction with other human beings. So you're punishing him for tweeting broken Matt. What if broken Matt and Bray Wyatt are friends in real life? What if they're buddies? I don't see what the big deal is. Twitter is used to interact. Are WWE superstars supposed to just pretend that there's no other wrestling organization out there and that WWE is the fucking master of the universe? That TNA and Lucha Underground and Ring of Honor and New Japan don't exist? Where are you getting your fucking talent from, WWE? You're getting your talent from all these other fucking organizations. But Bray Wyatt can't tweet Matt Hardy, right? But it's okay for you to take the idea of the final deletion and use it in their feud, which doesn't make any sense. This entire story doesn't make any fucking sense. And what type of punishment is it to Bray Wyatt that you took Braun Strowman away from him? Seriously. Honestly, that's no punishment at all. In fact, it's a punishment towards us. It's a punishment towards us. Because now what you did was you took him from the Wyatt family, in which he had little to no role whatsoever, but him standing there looking big and monstrous with his arms crossed, wearing a black sheep mask, and he didn't do anything. He was hardly in the ring. He just stood there and he looked dominant. He looked like a fucking bodyguard. He was the bodyguard of the Wyatts. He didn't do anything. He didn't cause anybody trouble, and I didn't mind looking at him as long as he stood still and didn't get in between those ropes. That's it. But now you took him away from the Wyatt family. How is that a punishment to the Wyatt family? You're eliminating the weakest link from the Wyatt family. Bray Wyatt's like, okay, that's great. I got Rowan, and I'm probably going to get Harper when he comes back. The original Wyatt family is going to be right back together on SmackDown. What type of punishment is this to me? You're punishing the fucking fans who watch Monday Night Raw every Monday, because now we have to see Braun Strowman all alone. How is that going to be a punishment for Bray Wyatt? It's a punishment towards the WWE Universe. You're punishing yourself. You're punishing people like me and you. That's the fucking real deal here. We're getting punished for WWE stupidity. They took Braun Strowman away from Bray Wyatt. Big deal. I'm sure Bray doesn't fucking care. Braun Strowman was a fucking worthless act anyway. But now you're taking that worthless act and you're punishing us on Monday Night Raw. So now we have at least one Get Off My TV segment every Monday. We have fucking shit wrestling on Monday, guaranteed. Braun Strowman on his own. This guy can barely fucking walk. You're going to put him in the ring by himself? I mean, does anybody recall the main event that he had with Dean Ambrose several months ago that closed Monday Night Raw? Does anybody recall what happened in that match that he had with John Cena and The New Day, that big 8-man tag that they had on Monday Night Raw when he was in the ring and Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn were jerking off to fucking him and Enzo, or him and Cass staring down each other in the middle of the ring? Yeah, it's a great fucking moment. It's a great moment. Didn't get my dick hard like it did Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn's. It remained soft, if you ask me. So, fuck that noise. Braun Strowman on Monday Night Raw, for us, is the real punishment. It's no punishment towards Bray Wyatt. So, I don't understand why WWE has to be so petty, especially with Bray Wyatt. Don't you think he deserves better? I mean, he's clearly one of the most talented acts in the entire fucking company. The way he handles himself in the ring and on the microphone, he's gotten himself in fucking excellent shape. If you look at Bray Wyatt, he looks so much leaner and fit compared to when he started the Wyatt family. He looks fantastic, and I can't wait to see him thrive in a main event role in WWE. The draft, though mostly negative, comes with some perks. And one of those perks is giving Bray Wyatt an opportunity to prove himself as a main event guy. And I'm looking forward to that most out of everything that this draft has to offer. Obviously with AJ Styles as well, and some of the other younger guys like Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews and Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. I'm definitely going to be interested in those guys more to see how the draft handles those individuals. But we'll see what happens with that. I mean, this is fucking ridiculous. And what's the difference if he tweets Matt Hardy anyway? Matt Hardy's coming back to the WWE. Matt Hardy's coming back to the WWE anyway. So is Jeff. I got a story for, I think I'm going to do Off the Script Part 4 tomorrow. We'll see what happens. We'll talk about Lesnar and we'll talk about Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's going around telling people he's coming back to the WWE in 2017. So, our dreams may come true. We may actually see Broken Matt in the WWE. So what is the point if he's tweeting Broken Matt? As soon as these guys become free agents, you're going to jump on them like flies on shit. It doesn't matter. So what's the difference if he tweets them now or tweets them later? Who gives a shit? It's Twitter. That's what it's fucking used for. It's the whole fucking premise of the website. To tweet, to talk, to interact. You're taking away Bray Wyatt's interaction. He doesn't do anything as it is. But being that you fucking took the idea from the Hardy Boys about the final deletion and incorporated it into the compound, he can't tweet, right? He can't have some fun when he's bored at home or bored on the road. He can't have fun with Broken Matt Hardy. Give me a fucking break, bro. WWE, if this is true, is so fucking petty. Fuck the political bullshit. Honestly, it's stupid. And there's no punishment at all for taking Braun Strowman away. We're the ones being punished. Watch. Come Monday Night Raw, we are going to be the ones punished, and I will remind you when it does happen, as always. Paul Heyman's contract with WWE has expired. I mean, where's he going? He's not going anywhere. As long as Lesnar's in the WWE, Heyman ain't going anywhere. On Tuesday's historic WWE Draft on SmackDown Live, Brock Lesnar was drafted to Raw with their 8th pick overall. However, unlike other superstars, they have managers, valets. His advocate, Paul Heyman, was not mentioned in the draft choice. According to the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the reason for this is because Heyman's contract with WWE has expired and both sides have yet to reach an agreement while he is expected to re-sign with the company. Nothing is set in stone, and that is the reason for Heyman's name not being mentioned with the Beast. Heyman has been making headlines recently outside of WWE leading up to Lesnar's fight with Mark Hunt at UFC 200. Heyman spoke with several media outlets during ESPN, or including ESPN, I should say, and gave his insights into the fight and Lesnar's future with WWE. He's also reportedly extended an Evolve contract offer with Will Ospreay, who has made headlines recently with his incredible match with Ricochet in New Japan Pro Wrestling earlier this summer. Heyman is not going anywhere. He will be re-signed with WWE. He will be back on television when Lesnar returns for SummerSlam. Nothing to worry about there. Heyman is gold. WWE knows it, and they would be fools to let Paul Heyman walk out of his WWE contract, and we all know Heyman and Lesnar come as a package deal. Moving on here, Alberto, Del Rio, and Paige upset over being split up by the WWE Draft. This is a sad state of affairs here, and again, WWE being completely fucking petty, and all the political bullshit that they pull behind the scenes, it's just fucking them being assholes, bro. I mean, the things that they do sometimes, it really just fucking pisses me off. And from an outsider looking in to see how they maneuver and operate inside the WWE, you can just tell that they're fucking assholes. It's so fucking stupid. It's well known at this point that Alberto, Del Rio, and Paige are currently in an off-screen relationship. I thought it was for Total Divas. Apparently, this is a real-time thing, or a real-life thing. There's been a lot of speculation about it, but that's only due to the unusual pairing of the two superstars. Aside from some rumors and an unfortunate incident that really wasn't their fault, the couple seems very happy, which is why both Del Rio and Paige reacted so poorly to this week's WWE Draft when they were interviewed. During the draft, Alberto Del Rio was drafted to SmackDown while Paige was drafted to Monday Night Raw, which will split up the couple and make it much harder for them to be together since they won't be touring together any longer. According to a report from DWN, DailyWrestlingNews.com, both WWE superstars are said to be upset about being split up when WWE knew that the two were in a relationship. During the post-WWE Draft coverage on the network, Booker T mentioned that Paige isn't happy about the move, but he blamed her anger on her late selection in the draft. Wily Booker T. He also made mention about how everybody hates Roman Reigns, and he was a little bit more, I guess, open during the pre-show, or open during the extra coverage of the draft, which I actually appreciate. WWE, instead of making everybody sound so scripted on the pre-show and on the after shows and on those fucking panels that they do, ESPN-like panels, they should really let those individuals, like, I believe Lawler's going to be on there now that Corey Graves is on Raw. He's not going to be doing that anymore. Lawler and Lita, who most of the time seems either high or drunk because she slurs and she fucking just mixes up her words all the fucking time. It's cringeworthy to listen to fucking Lita, though I love her. Lita, Booker T, and Renee Young is on there, right? I wish they were a little bit more open and less scripted. You know, make it seem like real life. Play into the real life elements of what's happening. Listen, Roman Reigns is being booed. Roman Reigns is legit fucking hated by the WWE fans. And go over your opinions. Why? Be open with it. Don't shy away from things that are visibly there on television. You know? Obviously, Paige was upset. And if this is out on Twitter and out on social media, they should bring it to light. I don't see why you need to shy away from this type of thing, you know? People who watch Breaking Ground know that Carmella and Big Cass are in a relationship, and they're on different brands. They're going to make their relationship work. So if Paige and Del Rio really wanted to make things work here, they certainly could. There's other people in the company that I'm sure are dating, and they're on separate brands. But then you look at the other superstars. Would WWE do this to a John Cena and Nikki Bella? Of course not. They did it to Enzo and, not Enzo, Big Cass and Carmella, right? Who else is dating in the WWE? Off the top of my head. I really can't tell. Naomi and one of the Usos, right? They're on the same fucking brand. They ended up on the same brand. So I don't get why WWE does this type of thing to fuck with somebody's personal life and real life happiness. You know, that may be their escape. You know, Paige and Del Rio were probably, if this is a real thing, I'm assuming it is. At this point in the game, I'm assuming it is. They were probably each other's escape because, from what I see, they're not very happy in WWE. Del Rio can't be happy with his position. I know he's not. He's been very vocal about it. You know, Paige is not really happy with what she's doing. She's a leader for Total Divas. She's the star of Total Divas, but that doesn't mean she's happy about her role inside the women's division in WWE. So I don't understand why WWE fucks with someone's happiness like that. If it was anybody else, it wouldn't happen that way. Because of the political strings that are being pulled backstage. So Del Rio was drafted to SmackDown. Paige was drafted to Raw. Going to make them harder to stay together because they won't be touring anymore. According to DWN, both WWE superstars are said to be upset about being split up. About when WWE knew the two were in a relationship. During the post-WWE draft coverage on the network, Booker T mentioned Paige isn't happy about the move, blamed it on her anger for her late selection in the draft. Del Rio was interviewed later on, but it was difficult for him to hide his true feelings of anger as well. So it will be interesting to see how the relationship develops as they compete on separate brands. According to a report from DWN.com, or DWN.com, yes, DailyWrestlingNews.com, the pair have called it quits, apparently. But it isn't believed, or it hasn't been revealed, I should say, if their relationship ended because of the hardships surrounding the WWE draft. Paige recently posted a lot on social media about Del Rio and how she was inspired by him. However, all her Instagram posts involving him have been deleted. That is a natural thing to do when a breakup unfortunately happens, and you tend to delete all evidence of the relationship. Or the couple could be deleting all their social media activity to stop the rumors about them. For better or worse, it seems like the speculation about Del Rio and Paige's personal lives are dying down, which is a good thing because we can continue to discuss their work in the ring and on the WWE product. I guarantee you this had something to do with Kevin Dunn or Vince McMahon or Triple H, one of three or all three collectively. I don't know, because I know Triple H has been rumored to be completely against Del Rio. Some political bullshit's going on in the back. He believes Del Rio is making too much money. He doesn't believe Del Rio is the star that they expected him to be. You know, Del Rio wants a bigger role in WWE. Triple H believes that he doesn't deserve it. So that could have been something that ended up being a political decision, like I said. I don't get why WWE would fuck with somebody's happiness, especially on the road. There's not many things that make someone happy, I'm assuming, on the road 300 days a year. They found happiness in each other. Why the fuck would you take that away from them? So it is kind of fucked up, being that this is a real thing between Paige and Del Rio. And WWE, you knew they were going to do something like this going into the draft, whether it was breaking up a tag team that we did not agree with, and breaking up a couple that's dating in real life that's working for the WWE. You knew something like this was going to happen. They do it every fucking draft. Every draft. Something like this happens. And this year it happened to Del Rio and Paige. So we'll see what happens with that if any more news and rumors comes out about them. But it is a good thing. It could be a good thing. Now they can definitely concentrate on their, individual careers. Del Rio should get a nice little boost from the draft. I know his contract is up at the end of the year. I don't know if he's going to resign or not. Paige, I don't know when her contract is up. They may both end up walking out of WWE before all is said and done. I have no fucking idea. So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully Paige receives a nice push on the women's, in the women's division on Raw, and Del Rio receives a nice push on SmackDown. So we'll see what happens with that. Anything else, I will definitely let you guys know right here on Off the Script. Speaking of divas and women, Bayley, she wasn't drafted during the draft on SmackDown Live, and there's backstage news on why she wasn't drafted. Many people are looking at last night's WWE draft with disappointing eyes. Or I should say this week's draft. The expectations of the WWE Universe may have been too high, but there was one disappointing standout from the draft. A lot of people were shocked by the fact that Bayley wasn't drafted during last night's SmackDown, so this week they're becoming very vocal about why Bayley is still waiting to come to the main roster. It's not that fucking difficult to figure out, people. Why are you making such a big deal out of something so small? It's no secret that Bayley has lost some momentum over the last couple months in NXT, but that is because people believed she would be on the main roster before SummerSlam. According to a rumor from CageSideSeats.com, the belief is that Bayley will still be revealed as Sasha's partner. I don't think so. I would be completely shocked if that's the case, and it would be completely fucking retarded on WWE's part if they do bring Bayley in that way for a pay-per-view that really means nothing. So, rumors going around that she will still be revealed as Sasha's tag team partner in Battleground against Dana Brooke and Charlotte. However, the boss recently denied that possibility. But what else is she going to do? Sasha Banks isn't going to reveal Bayley's debut on the main roster and spoil it in less than a week before the pay-per-view. So there's a lot of speculation on Bayley right now because a lot of people are concerned that Bayley may have to wait for the rest of the year to be brought to the main roster if she isn't debuting at Battleground. Oh well. Look at NXT. What is in NXT right now that is so great about the women's division? You called up Nia Jax, you called up Alexa Bliss. Those were the two women down in NXT that really were coming into their own. And you pulled them out of NXT and you put them on the main roster. You got Alexa Bliss on SmackDown, you got Nia Jax on Monday Night Raw. Who is there besides Bayley for Asuka to defend the women's championship against? Nobody. You know? There literally is nobody. And you have so many up-and-coming women down there. You got Liv Morgan, you got Pace Royton, whatever the fuck her name is. Peyton Royce. You got, you got Aaliyah, who is very good in the ring. And those names are not really credible right now because they haven't been featured prominently on NXT television. Once they start getting some wins under their belt and they start getting featured on NXT television a little bit more, and we start to see what type of characters these women have and portray, and we can decide from then if it's going to be worth our time to invest into those characters. We'll see what happens, but right now there's nobody. And the reason why Bayley wasn't drafted is because Bayley is bigger than the draft. Finn Balor should have been bigger than the draft. He should have just came out on Monday Night Raw if that's where they wanted to put him, you know? Especially being that you drafted Gallows and Anderson to Monday Night Raw. It would have been a nice shock to just see him come out on Monday Night Raw and everybody mark out, nobody expecting it all, and he aligns himself with Gallows and Anderson. The Bullet Club is reformed like old. The Balor Club, whatever the fuck you want to call them. But those two individuals are bigger than the draft. Bayley is bigger than the draft at this point. The draft was so terrible. Why would you want to associate Bayley with something so terrible? I don't get you people. Sasha versus Charlotte is happening at SummerSlam. Wait! If Bayley is really coming to the main roster, and that is a plan that WWE has, wouldn't you want to see Bayley stare down Sasha in the middle of the ring after beating Charlotte on Monday Night Raw in the Barclays Center and have that fucking place go crazy? Because that was the same location in which they had their classic match last year. And everybody who is going to be at this year's SummerSlam, the majority of them are going to go to SummerSlam this year. And they're going to go to NXT. And most of those people are diehards. And most of those diehards are going to remember exactly what happened at NXT last year. It's not going to go away. In fact, last year, I remember vividly, on Monday Night Raw, there was a women's segment after the pay-per-view ended on Monday Night Raw, and people were chanting for Bayley. They were chanting the fucking Bayley song. They were singing the Bayley song. People wanted Bayley then. Imagine that now magnified a year later with Sasha Banks as the women's champion after SummerSlam this year. It's going to be fucking great. And no, that doesn't mean Sasha and Bayley can't have that interaction because they're both face. It doesn't fucking matter. They're fan favorites. There's not one overwhelming heel or face in that match from last year because what happened in the ring trumped everything. People enjoyed the match for the athleticism and the match that it was, not for the fucking boss who was supposed to be a heel going into that match and Bayley, the babyface, going into that match. That didn't matter at the end of everything. It didn't. What matters is that these two women are respected and people want to see both of them in the ring, on the main roster, competing over the Women's Championship. That's all that matters. And that's exactly the best situation for Bayley, to come out on Monday Night Raw and stare down and confront Sasha Banks, and that's it. You're going to have one of the best moments on Monday Night Raw in 2016. Believe me, okay? As previously mentioned, Bayley is set to take on Asuka at next month's NXT TakeOver Brooklyn show. Back to Brooklyn, can't wait. The match will be one of the show's main events as the NXT Women's Championship is on the line. Of course, Bayley won the NXT Women's Championship at last year's Brooklyn show in a fantastic match with Sasha Banks, like I just previously mentioned, and her match with Asuka is expected to be one of the highlights of the show. It's been reported that Asuka will turn heel during the Brooklyn show because WWE officials are expecting her to be booed during the match. No, not going to happen. They're going in there, two baby faces, and they're coming out two baby faces that are going to be respected, and people want to see good, classic, old-fashioned women's wrestling. There does not need to be a heel or a face going into this match. Obviously, that makes it for a better dynamic, but there's no rules saying that you can't have a face versus a face for a championship match. Who gives a shit? You don't need to turn Asuka heel. It's not going to work, okay? Asuka will always be respected and cheered no matter where she goes because people respect her in-ring skill. So that doesn't make any sense at all. WWE didn't draft anyone with a major ongoing storyline in NXT, which suggests that superstars like Shinsuke Nakamura, Samoa Joe, and Bayley will be brought up once the NXT feuds have concluded. Nakamura is going to be the NXT champion. Joe might get the call up before Nakamura. Nakamura, I believe, is going to win the title at Brooklyn. He's going to go on to feud with Hideo Itami over the NXT Championship for the remainder of 2016. Joe might very well get called up, but I would not pull everybody all at once. Bayley, obviously, she will be on the main roster before all is said and done in 2016. Some are hoping for guys like Austin Aries and Bobby Roode to be brought up as well, but WWE wants to make sure they don't completely raid NXT of all its talent, so Roode and Aries will probably be down in NXT for quite a while. It's unclear where Bayley will end up when she's brought to the main roster, but if she debuts at Battleground as Sasha Banks' mystery partner, that clearly means she'll be on Raw. But WWE already has two of the four horsewomen, Charlotte and Sasha Banks, while they only have one of them, Becky Lynch, on SmackDown. So it could make sense to have Bayley to be part of the SmackDown roster. It's also unclear if WWE will create a second women's championship for the SmackDown brand. No, not going to work. Fuck that. It was reported earlier that WWE isn't planning on creating a second world championship for the men, which means they may not create a second world championship for the women or the tag team divisions. But if they do, and if Bayley ends up on SmackDown, we could see a ton of Bayley versus Becky matches throughout the next calendar year. No thank you. I don't want to see it, and there is no roster on the SmackDown side. 5 if you fucking get rid of Eva Marie, which she's nothing but a fucking absolute piece of fucking waste of talent on the roster. She's not good. Some goon in the comments section of my last rant about Eva Marie, give her a chance. Please, go watch her match with Asuka that she had last on NXT. I don't know when it was. I don't know what episode it was. It was absolutely fucking cringeworthy. To the point where I wanted to fucking gouge my eyes out, cut my fucking fingers off, and start throwing them at the television. It was fucking terrible. She is awful. Please, remain on Instagram and cook your fucking chicken and make your smoothies and fucking continue to have all the 10-year-old boys drool because they've never known what a fucking pair of tits looks like. Please, stay away from my television. I want wrestling. You do not offer me wrestling. You offer me fucking nothing but cringeworthy moments in which make me hate being a wrestling fan. That's Eva Marie. And every time I talk about her, I get fucking agitated and pissed off because she's that fucking terrible. There's only 5 women on SmackDown's roster. I don't count Eva Marie. I am not counting Eva Marie ever. 5 women, not enough for a championship belt. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but WWE after tonight better give us a fucking answer to these questions. Where are these championships going? How are you going to manage these championships? Is there going to be a second world championship to SmackDown? What do you have planned as far as this draft goes? How are you going to make these brands exclusive and unique to one another? Please, I want to know. I need to know. Because as far as I see it, you fucked up your entire company. That's just the way I see it. There's some positives, mostly negative, but you fucked up. WWE fucked up the draft. Bayley ain't going anywhere. Bayley's bigger than the draft. I hope I opened you up to a lot of different scenarios, and I opened your mind up to as to why she was not drafted. It's not a big deal. You're making a big deal about nothing, you fucking fangirls out there. You're making a big deal about absolutely jack shit. Who gives a shit if Bayley wasn't fucking drafted? Did you see the fucking show we seen on Tuesday? It was absolutely fucking pathetic. Yeah, you want Bayley to be part of a pathetic draft. Ooh. Ooh, people were trolled. WWE, the master fucking trolls that they are. The puppet master. Having you dancing from the strings. Oh, Bayley's gonna be on the main roster. Oh my god, I can't wait. Goons. Every fucking one of you. Every one of you. Finally, Chris Jericho finished with the WWE after SummerSlam. WWE has been enjoying the gift of Jericho. Drink it in, man. Drink it in, man. I love Jericho. WWE has been enjoying the gift of Jericho for the majority of 2016. When Jericho returned shortly before the Royal Rumble, many people assumed he'd be with the WWE through WrestleMania. Everybody thought that. At the very least, the WWE Universe finally got to see Jericho versus Styles. Good match. Overdone, but it was a good feud. That was a dream scenario the wrestling industry was happy to see come to life in WWE. However, Y2J has remained with WWE through the summer, which is a lot more Jericho than WWE programming has had in quite some time. He's turned heel, feuded with a lot of fresh faces, a lot of fresh talent, won more matches than usual. The current run of Jericho in WWE has been received with high praise by most WWE fans. It's just a shame that it never that it has to end. I was going to say that it never has to end, but I really wish it wouldn't end. I would like Jericho to remain with WWE. It's a shame that it does have to come to an end. Recently, the rumor mill has been trying to pinpoint exactly when Chris Jericho's current run with WWE will end. The most common answer has been that he'll be done after SummerSlam. However, some of the reports are claiming that he could remain with WWE programming for the rest of the year. It wasn't until a recent interview with Y2J that he answered this very question. The main thing that keeps Jericho away from WWE is the tour schedule and other commitments with Fozzy. It must be a great thing for him to be able to bounce back and forth between the two industries, but it keeps Jericho extremely busy and forces him to have time with Fozzy and WWE to be under strict time restrictions. That's why his current WWE run is such a gift of Jericho. Love it. Unfortunately, his time with WWE is ending, and he revealed during an interview with Fansided that he is returning to Fozzy shortly after SummerSlam. Jericho spoke about many topics during the interview, such as Fozzy working as a heel in WWE and his new podcasting network. He revealed the plans for Fozzy's new album, and he said the following about it. We're working on recording a new album in September or October, then having it be released next April. Originally, the plan was for the album to come out in April of this year, and we decided to push it back, and then we decided not to rush it at all. I think taking this time off has people wondering where we are, and that makes them more interested in something we put together when we finally release it. During the WWE draft, Jericho was drafted to Raw, so the possibility of him feuding with Neville over the next month or so still seems like the plan going forward for him on WWE programming, being that they were both drafted to Raw. The two men are scheduled to wrestle during WWE's overseas tour next month, so it makes sense for them to continue on WWE television as well. The brand split is supposed to be designed to put over the new generation of WWE superstars. Jericho putting over Neville would be a great thing for both of them. As of this writing, there is no word on what Jericho will be doing at SummerSlam, but a match with Neville wouldn't surprise anyone at this point. Jericho said that he would be leaving to record the new Fozzy album in September or October, so he may wrestle for WWE until he gets that call. It is plausible Y2J will stay with WWE through September and Clash of the Champions, but it seems like the absolute latest that Jericho's run would last. The WWE Universe should enjoy the next month because it could be quite a while before the gift of Jericho returns to WWE again. I'm glad that he has things going on for himself. I'm glad he keeps himself busy. I'm glad he has ways to make money. You know, you got to branch out, man. You always got to have a plan B. And WWE should never be your one and only plan. Jim Ross has said that all the time. Always make sure you have a plan B before getting involved in this business, because you never know when it can come crashing down. I'm glad Jericho is all over the place. He's got a great voice. He's a very, very entertaining individual. And all I ask of him, if he's going to take time away from WWE, which will be sad because his current run has been fucking great. I love the gift of Jericho, except for that Dean Ambrose match in that Asylum cage. That was fucking terrible, and that whole feud was fucking terrible, if you ask me. But the one thing I do ask of Mr. Jericho, please go back and make Fozzy great again. Hashtag make Fozzy great again, man. Fozzy's first couple of albums, especially their first album. If you guys understand Fozzy, I'm a big Stuck Mojo fan. I'm a huge Stuck Mojo fan. Rising, Declaration of a Headhunter was absolutely fucking brilliant by Stuck Mojo. If you don't know who Stuck Mojo is, I highly recommend you to go out and listen to these guys. YouTube it, Spotify, Stuck Mojo, Declaration of a Headhunter. It is fucking great. My favorite Stuck Mojo song of all time is on that record, Drawing Blood. Unbelievable, man. Rich Ward has really come into his own on that album as not only a vocalist, but as a lead guitarist. The music is fucking great. They were a cheesy rap metal band in the vein of, I wouldn't say Limp Bizkit. Limp Bizkit was just fucking trash. They were real rap metal, you know? Hip-hop metal, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They had hip-hop elements, and they had heavy metal elements as well, nicely fused together. And a lot of people love their older stuff. I wasn't really keen on their older stuff. Pig Walk was great. You know, I loved Rising. I loved Declaration of a Headhunter. Now that they lost their original member, Bones, several years ago, Declaration of a Headhunter was his last album. They got some fucking guy. He doesn't sound good at all. Their music has fucking suffered. And the fact that Rich Ward, their guitar player, is really not really making the music that Stuck Mojo is accustomed to making. Now he's kind of brought that over to Fozzy. He needs to get back into the zone. If you guys understand Fozzy, Happenstance was their first album. It was a cover album, but they released 4 original songs. And Fozzy's best song was on that album. It's called Crucify Yourself. Jericho and Fozzy have to get back to writing songs like that. This shit that they're putting out now is fucking mainstream garbage. It seemed rushed. Seems like they're putting shit out to get shit played on the radio or wherever. Fan-friendly shit, mainstream type shit. Listen, you could still have that mainstream appeal, but still be balls to the wall, fucking heavy metal, solos, great vocals. You can have all that. You don't need to go fucking sell out. That's exactly what Fozzy's done the last 2 albums. It sucks. I can't even listen to them anymore. I want you guys to go listen to Fozzy. Crucify Yourself, and then Stuck Mojo, Declaration of a Headhunter. That's where Rich Ward did his best work with Stuck Mojo, and he came over to Fozzy and gave you songs like that. And they were fucking great. That's what Jericho needs to do. That's what Jericho needs to get back into doing if he's going to leave WWE. Don't give me no bullshit Fozzy sellout bullshit album. Okay? We need Fozzy back when Happenstance was out. Back with Rich Ward, 100% ready to go, giving us the fucking metal that we know he can write, plain and simple. Then Jericho obviously will be on tour. We probably won't see him until late 2017 if this rumor does end up coming to be true. So that is the latest on Jericho, probably done around September, October. Don't know why he was drafted so high in the draft. Don't know why he was drafted at all. He should have just been a floater, if you ask me. So that's another one WWE's going to be losing for the draft on Raw. How they're going to replace him with that, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Remains to be seen. But Jericho finished with WWE around September, October, and going back to touring and making music with Fozzy. That is all I got for you guys. Off the Script Part 3. I should have a Part 4. I will have so many more videos today. I'm going to have a match simulation with WWE 2K16. I'm going to have news and rumors. One final video about all the rumors collectively in one video for Battleground tonight. Make sure you guys tune into that. I'm going to record that as soon as I upload this. I think Joe and I are going live this afternoon with preview and predictions. Going to be working on the iTunes podcast as well. Busy day right here. Plus Battleground tonight. Review tonight on the channel. Going to be a huge day, man. Stick with me right here. The #1 fucking podcast in your subscription boxes right here on YouTube.com for everything WWE. I'm JD. This is Off the Script. Battleground tonight. Stay tuned for the channel. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. Make sure you guys check the description for everything you need regarding JD. And I'll see you guys right back here later today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the thumbs up. And I'll see you guys later today for Battleground.